What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today we got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with 13-6 record and will be fighting at Combat FC 6 on February 9th. Please welcome Don Shainis. Don, how you doing today?
What's up, Zach? How are you? I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing great, man, and it's a pleasure to interview you. And looking at it, this will be your debut for Combat FC. So how excited are you to make your debut for the promotion?
Yeah, man, I'm making a lot of changes. I made a CES debut the other day, UFC debut last year, or actually the year before that. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. This one's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and of course, this will be on the Massachusetts regional scene, and you spent a lot of your career on that scene. So, as in general, how would you describe the Massachusetts regional scene?
Overall, I think it's kind of like a step back from the rest of the world, to be honest with you. I was training out in Kansas City. Training out there was phenomenal. I just think the talent's kind of like a little less talent out there. I think the guys aren't as good. I think the guys aren't as committed, and training across the world, I really see that.
Yeah, I can hear you there, man. But even though it might not be as on par with other regional scenes, does it still have a special place in your heart as you spent so much time there?
Actually, it's a very bitter fucking sweet place because it's fucking cold right now, and I just left. And yeah, man, like if I never go back to Massachusetts, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from New York, so right now it's pretty cold here right now. So I feel you there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to come back for this fight. The guy I'm fighting, he doesn't even train out of Mass. He's at ATT, which is a super big gym, one of the best gyms in the world. And I'm excited. He's a dog, and this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure, man. And looking at Nathan Ghareeb, how did this fight come about between you two?
Before I got in the UFC, called me out, and like right as I was getting in the UFC. So obviously I took the bigger fight, and since then he's been on a nice little win streak, and I've been on a little slump. I got released from the UFC, and I was honestly driving my way to Vegas to check it out and get some training out here. And my coach hit me up. They're like, "Hey, Combat SC hit us up, and they want to see if you'll fight Ghareeb." And I said, "You didn't even fucking." I'm just like, "Yep, send it." And I got out to Vegas and I started training.
Yeah, and on Ghareeb's call out of you, it was kind of more of a respectful way as he knows you're one of the top guys in the scene. So do you respect him for that as he recognizes how you have such a high position in the Massachusetts regional scene?
Yeah, look, man, anyone willing to get in there deserves some respect, right? Like, I ain't much of a shit talker, but like, dude, we're playing a game. It's like that's kill you or die, and it's one of those things where if you don't respect anyone, it's not really the best look, you got to respect everyone in there, going in there doing their thing against you, but because it's a lot for you, it's a lot for them. They got people watching, they don't want to get hurt, you don't want to get hurt, you're trying to kill them, they're trying to kill you. It's there's definitely respect there, but I'm going in there to do a job.
Definitely, man. I can 100% see where your mind's in that. And looking at your opponent, what are your thoughts on his style and his strengths?
Yeah, I think he's kind of well rounded. I think he definitely favors his striking, but he's really a dirty little fucking calf kicker, dude. He's a dirty little fucking calf kicker. I've already fought one of them. It's gonna be the second dirty little fucking calf kicker I'm fighting, so fuck it.
Yeah, and on those calf kicks, he probably watched that Jenkins fight and probably thinks that he can get a huge advantage on you over that. Do you think you'll kind of prove him wrong in this fight, showing him that you've increased your defensive skills?
Well, I think it's the exact same fight. I think that their attributes are so similar, and I think I've already been through 15 minutes with Jenkins. What's another 25 with him? If anything, I've already had that experience in that mindset. So it's like, let's run it. He thinks he could do a better job than Jenkins. Like, all right, let's see.
Because they're so similar. Of course, you think you're gonna win, but do you think the fight will plan out pretty similar between the Jenkins fight and this fight?
Absolutely not. No, no. I got a team behind me right now. I got a lot of like going into that Jenkins fight, man. I had to switch mid camp. I had to switch so many things in my life. my life was like kind of falling apart. I had to move cross country, switch my coaches, teams, everything. And everything was just like kind of on the fly, like, fuck it, you got to do this. Gun to your head, you got to make a few life changing decisions. And right now, I got a team, I got a support system, I got coaching, I got everything I need to succeed.
And with that in consideration, stylistically, how are you looking at this fight then?
Fucking, he thinks I'm just gonna throw overhand rights in, and I think he's just gonna throw calf kicks. So I'm sure it's gonna be nothing like that. I have no fucking idea. You never know how they're gonna play out.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you mentioned how mentally you're looking good going to this fight. And after a few tough losses recently, how important is it for you to prove to everyone out there that you're still one of the top guys in the regional scene in general?
Oh, I don't have to prove shit to anyone. That like I don't have to fucking do a goddamn thing. Like I know I'm a top dog. I don't need to convince you. I need to convince me. I need to go out there and I need to do it. You know, everyone's got this like weird idea about me that like, oh, I kind of fell off. Like I've been going through some shit, and I'm through the thick of it now, and I'm excited for this.
So would you say it's more of your motivation's more of to prove yourself right than to prove others wrong?
Absolutely, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Yeah, that's the correct way to look at it, man. And to make this fight a little more special is the featherweight championship will be on the line. So how important is it for you to add another belt to the collection?
Oh man, my wall was getting lonely. Shit was getting dusty. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna add another belt to the wall. I'm gonna dust off the other ones and fucking see what happens from there.
Yeah. And of course, with a championship fight, you got those extra rounds. So do you see the fight going the full 25 minutes?
We'll see how long he goes. We'll see how long he's never fought for 25 minutes before I have. Um, we'll see how long he goes.
That's a great way to look at it. And of course, you mentioned that you fought those 25 minutes before. So do you think that gives you a little advantage over your opponent?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, no, I think I have almost double the amount of experience he does. I think that I've seen bigger and brighter lights. I think that I'm his toughest test. Um, I think that I'm a huge step up in competition and a huge test for him. And he wants to test himself, and that's great. And I want to prove that I'm the motherfucker.
Looking at you, last time we talked, you were kind of bouncing around gyms in the Massachusetts scene, but now you're more of a stay put. So what's your exact like training situation right now?
Oh, I'm out of Syndicate right now. I'm doing my whole camp out of here, and it's just nonstop morning, night sessions every day.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great gyms out there. So what made you decide to go to Syndicate?
Um, for the first impression, I came out to Vegas, and what I was really impressed with was not only did they have talent, they kind of had a small room, and not that that's a good or bad thing, but like everyone's got their preferences, right? Like small room with a handful of coaches, and I'm talking like 4 or 5 coaches on the mats every day. So that means a lot of eyes on me, a lot of people willing to work with me, and they had enough talent and some really fucking good guys in that gym. So it's like there's other gyms with more people and there's other gym with less coaches. And it's like I really felt like I had eyes on me and people were paying attention to what I was doing. I like the structure of the classes. I like the timing of the classes. I like the vibe of the classes. It's kind of a culture thing.
Yeah, and on the culture, how would you say your relationships are with your coaches and training partners?
They're great. Every day I show up, I work my ass off. Every day I get changed, I leave, and I either go back at night or I get my cardio in, and the next day it's the same fucking thing. I I'm able to text my coaches at any time, and if I need some extra work or they see something or they don't like something, so communication's great.
That's great, man. And now that you are training in Vegas, how do you like living there?
I mean, it's kind of a culture shock compared to like it's made me really like dislike Massachusetts. Like, first of all, fucking no income tax. That's fucking cool. Um, what do you call it? There's no snow, no income tax. What else? The place I'm staying is 10 minutes from the gym. I don't have to drive 2 hours into Boston. From like a convenience factor, the UFC PI is right there. There's plenty of guys in the UFC I'm training with that I could just pop over there and grab some lunch, hang out in the sauna, go work out if I want to. So it's like the resources out here is kind of next level. Not only that, it's kind of the fight capital of the world. I'm training with former champion, number one contender in Bellator, UFC, and like nonstop running into Volkanovski, Weidman, Sterling, Marab, Patchy Mix, like all these guys, and that's just like a small lift off the top of my head. So I really believe that me up in my training, me coming out here was the right move, and yeah, we're gonna find out.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that you're training with a lot of these top guys. So who are some of your go-to training partners?
Um, Darius Flowers, I've been working with a lot. Brandon Jenkins has been working my striking a lot. He just had a fucking crazy sick knockout in karate combat. Um, what do you call it? I've been working a lot with Marab and a ton of other guys from Syndicate.
Yeah. And you mentioned Marab there. He has that big fight with Henry Cejudo coming up. So
Yeah,
how do you think that fight pans out?
I think he runs through Cejudo. I think he
Yeah.
runs right fucking through.
And now you see him in the room where we only see him when he fights. So everyone knows him for that relentless cardio and that nonstop pressure. So is he like that in the training room as well?
Yep, yep, yeah.
Definitely.
What you see on TV is what you see in real life. It's the same.
That's great. And back to this fight, of course, you have a lot of family, you have a lot of supporters in that Massachusetts area. So how many people are you expecting to be at this fight?
Oh, I mean, it's tough, right? So like when I'm home and I'm selling tickets in Plymouth, and it's like I know everyone from Plymouth. It's easy to get to this and this and this. It's pretty easy, right? Especially when I'm working at the bar out there. You know, it's easy to just fucking hustle tickets. It's a little bit more challenging right now just because I'm not home. People aren't seeing me. I'm in the process of hitting up everyone I'm texting everyone individually in my phone, like, yo, dude, what's up? Like, this is what's going on in my life. And it's just a lot different not being there, I think I'm gonna have a great outcome on ticket sales, and I think I'm gonna have a great fan base there. But it's in a different part of Massachusetts. It's a little bit further away for a lot of my friends, which kind of eliminates that convenience factor. The ticket prices are kind of expensive, so it's definitely not going to be the biggest crowd I've ever had, but it's going to be loud. And my fans are fucking weird and awesome and crazy. Like I have the coolest fan base ever. And even though there's going to be a few less people in the crowds, I think it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And when you have those people in the crowd rooting for your name, does that give you a little extra motivation when you're in the fight?
I mean, it's an energy thing, right? So you look at the fights where there's no people, man. They don't have that external energy. It's a give and take thing where I'm going out and performing, and all my walls are down. I'm on the cuff in the moment, right then and there, and you feel that energy, and it's. I don't want to say it's an out of body experience, but it's definitely like I'm just taking everyone's energy, whether you're cheering for me, whether you're booing for me, like the energy is something crazy, right? And if you're able to win the crowd, you're able to win it, whatever you want in life. So it's one of those things where it's like I'm really excited about seeing this energy again.
It should be great, man, for you. But you're earlier, like we were talking about last year, you're in Perth, and of course, you didn't really have your fan base there, but you're in front of a huge crowd. So, how's that fight like? Fight with the energy of the fans.
So it's like, all right, so either you're the hero or the villain. And in Perth, I was the villain because everyone loved fucking Jack. So even though my family and friend, well, my direct family was there, but like even though my friends and fans weren't there, the energy was still fucking electric. So it was the coolest fucking experience ever walking out, and there's 15,000 people in the Rack Arena, and everyone's calling me these things I can't say without being canceled. Australia is fucking different, man. I'll tell you that straight up. Like, you go to Australia, and if they don't like you, they'll call you some things that will get you canceled out here. It's fucking hilarious and awesome, and it fucking was like almost a blast of nostalgia from the '90s. Like, damn, you can't say that no more in America. But even if you're the bad guy and everyone's cheering for your opponent, you know, you can still feel that energy, and it doesn't matter whether you're good or bad. It's just there and it's present, and it's your job to captivate that. That being said, anytime I did anything in that fucking fight, you could hear a fucking pin drop. And anytime he fucking breathed, you know, the crowd went fucking nuts. So it just is what it is.
Yeah. And after being in Australia, does it kind of make you want to go travel to more places to fight?
I mean, dude, I love traveling. I'm definitely trying to kick ass across the world. So let's fucking send it, right?
Yeah, man. And is there any places in particular that you like to fight at?
Um, Fight, not so much. I'd like to train in Mexico. I'd like to train in Thailand. I'd like to train in warm places. Um, it's not so much like anywhere I care about fighting, but dude, Australia was unbelievable. Dude, I'd love to fight in Japan. Anywhere that's not America, I would just love to fight in.
Yeah, man. I feel you
And then
there.
some places in America I would love to fight in, you know? I just want
Yeah,
to fight in front of people. I want to inspire people. I want to have fun.
yeah. I love that, man. And of course, you said you want to fight there, and you're a very active fighter. So, how many fights are you looking to have this year?
We're gonna do this one at a time. Like every year, I have like 5 or 6 fight. I think I fought like 6 times in like 10 or 11 months before I got in the UFC, or something stupid and crazy like that. Or like I fought 4 times in 4 months, and like the way I do things is we're dealing with one fight at a time. I'm not thinking a year down the road. I'm dealing with this fight right fucking now for the next fucking 4 weeks. And after this fight, we'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see if I'm injured. We'll see what's up, right? And then we'll play it by year. We'll see what opportunities next.
Fair enough. And of course, unfortunately, we're cut from the UFC, but is it still one of your long-term goals to get back into the promotion?
Yeah, I mean, dude, UFC, PFL, they're the cream of the crop. ONE FC, Risen, I belong amongst the best in the world. I know I can compete with the best in the world, and I get to prove that on my way back there, you know?
And my final question for you, of course, that UFC's first stint didn't really go in your favor, but what would you say is one thing you're grateful for that's from your time in the promotion?
Um, I'm grateful for some of the resources that I connected out here. I met some people out in Vegas that really helped me out when I was in the promotion, and I still run into those people today. I really appreciate, I really got to see like who was in my corner and who wasn't. Like I don't believe that I had the best run, and I don't want to claim victim of circumstance, but some shit went down and not in my favor, and it was all one of these things where it was just like, all right, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision, and I didn't have anyone to help me, anyone to guide me, anyone to do that, and I got to see who was really supporting me, who was really helping me, and who my real friends were.
That's great, man. Really is. Is there anything you want to shout out or plug before you head out of here?
No, I just appreciate you having me on today.
Of course, Don. Anytime, man. It's been a pleasure for having you on, and I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming fight. Folks, that'll be all for today. Until next time, peace. Bye.